creators, it's Melissa with Melissa's Creations. Thank you so much for joining me today for part 3 out of 6 of my Tropical Chic Case the Catalog series. Today I cased this beautiful card and I'm really enjoying this card. It is just so pretty. I can't wait to show you how I made it. Let's get started. Here's all of the cardstock and DSP that I am going to be using today. I have a scrap of Whisper White so that I can stamp and cut out this beautiful fern. I have a scrap of Granny Apple Green. Now the colors are slightly inverted from this one. I'm kind of switching it up. So this card mat here will be in Shaded Spruce and these ferns are going to be in the Granny Apple Green. And I'm also going to be stamping in Granny Apple Green so that it kind of has the same effect on the card I'm making today. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here. This piece measures 3/4 of an inch by 3.5 inches. This piece of Designer Series paper is 3 inches by 3 inches. This card mat here measures 3 3/4 inches by 5. And finally, this DSP back is the same size as a regular card front, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to start with a standard Whisper White card base. This is the regular Whisper White, but it would also be very nice if you used the thick Whisper White, especially when you're doing a card base. I'm going to adhere this to my card front now, and to do that I'm just going to use some snail. We're going to stamp our fern before we get our big shot out and do some cutting. So I have my scrap piece of Whisper White here. We'll be stamping this fern with our Granny Apple Green. These are the new style classic Stampin' pads and they are amazing. So I'm going to ink that up and it doesn't take much. It is so juicy. I'm just going to stamp that right down. Beautiful. While I have the stamping going on, I'm going to bring in this piece of Whisper White for my sentiment banner. And I've mounted up the stamp set that says, "With much love and thanks." I just want the thanks, so I'm going to take some washi tape and I'm going to cover up the part that I don't want to stamp. And it doesn't have to be the entire stamp worth. What I'm trying to do is make sure that when I ink just this part, I don't get any of it over here. So I'm going to take my Memento in Tuxedo Black, and I'm just going to ink up the thanks on the end. And before I stamp that down, I'm going to remove that piece of washi tape, and I'm going to stamp it off to the right edge here. With my paper snips, I'm going to banner cut the edges of that. So I'm just going to do a small cut up the center, and then I'm going to cut in from corner to that center line. Now we're ready for some big shot work. Let me scooch this out of the way and bring in the big shot. Right now I have my magnetic platform on, plus one cutting plate here. I'm going to first cut out my center for my card mat. From the Tropical Thinlits dies, which come in a bundle with the Tropical Chic stamp set, I'm going to use this beautiful square die here. And I want to cut that right in the center at the top. So I have an even amount of space on both sides and the top. Right about there. I'm going to sandwich that with another cutting plate on top, and I'm going to run that through twice. Okay, now I can pick that up And I can let those extra pieces just fall right out. Pretty. While I have this out, we're going to cut out our fern. So I'm going to get the outline. Plus, we're going to cut out 2 ferns from our Granny Apple Green with this guy. Okay, we are ready to start assembling. So the first thing I'm going to do is adhere my polka dot DSP, which is from the Tropical Escape Designer Series paper. We're going to put a glue dot in each corner on the right side of the paper and glue it down so that our piece shows through. Next up, we're going to grab some of our textured weave ribbon in Granny Apple Green, and we're going to run it across right at the bottom of this thinlet cutout. And I just want it to poke just a little bit over each end. So I'm going to grab my ribbon snips, and I'm just going to snip it right about there. I'm going to use some snail to tack that down. Going to take my sentiment and I want to put it just above right here. So I'm going to take some glue dots again and I'm just going to put a couple on the upper portion of the end on this side. Now I'm going to take those ferns and I'm going to tack those down right here. And I want to make sure that I get most of them on this card mat, because when I go to put it onto my card base, I don't want it to stick off too far like I did on this one, because then I won't be able to put it into an envelope. All right, now I'm going to put my fern down. And I'm going to take one of the beautiful little buttons from our Tropical Elements accessories. I'm going to thread some linen thread through there and tie a bow. Going to use a glue dot to stick that down. And finally, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back and pop it up onto my card base. And there we are, creators. There is our beautiful cased card number 3 in this Tropical Chic series. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. You can follow me on the web at melissascreations.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/MKre8tions. I'm also on social media. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle at MKre8tions. Thanks so much for watching part 3 in this 6-part series. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out videos 1 and 2 and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.